Hi, and welcome back to week 4 of the surrender experiment. And I'm excited to be here with you this week. Not a ton has happened with the surrender experiment this week. However, I'm going to preface this by saying if you've read Michael Singer's book, The Surrender Experiment, what happens in that book is he just surrenders to everything. So, which I am surrendering to everything, but I'm also following my intuition and looking for signs. So, I've talked about some signs in some of the previous videos. So, this week is about a sign I followed, even though it was a little nerve-wracking. So, I've been reading the book Playing Big by Tara Mohr, and it's a great book. My favorite part was chapter 2, where there was a visualization experiment. Yeah, I'm not sure I said that. Can't say that. Visualization experiment. There we go. And it was a lot of fun, and I had like an amazing visualization of like where I'm gonna go in 20 years, like where I want to be with my future self. It was a future self visualization, and wow, it was very powerful. But the reason I mention this book is because I kept getting a nudge listening to this book this week. And I kept getting a nudge to reach out to Tara Mohr because I wrote a book that's coming out in January. She Grows Rich, How to Become a Financial Powerhouse. And I'm looking for people to help like bring it out to the world, like just know that it exists. And I'm thinking, she doesn't know me. I'm not one of her clients. I just read her book. Like, she's not gonna promote me. So I kind of kept just putting that nudge I was getting, my intuition nudge aside, right? I didn't really think it was my intuition. I was just like, why does this keep happening? So then I'm listening to the book, and in chapter 9, she mentions about a company that she started to help women learn how to invest. Well, that's exactly what I talk about in one chapter of my book. It's all around how to become a financial powerhouse. And investing is really, really simple, and I can cover it in one chapter. But I was like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, she might have a calling to help me promote my book. And that was the name of the chapter I was listening to, is Calling. So I'm like, okay, if this is something I need to follow, I'm going to ask for a sign. So I asked the universe for a sign. I was, it's 3 days before Christmas, and I'm in a crowded parking lot of Whole Foods, not a parking space to be found. As I'm pulling in, it's craziness. And I say, okay, fine. I'm like trying to get out of this, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. If I'm supposed to reach out to Tara Mohr to have her either endorse or promote or do something with my book, you need to show me a sign. You need to show me a front parking spot in this parking lot, right? Let's make it difficult. Because I really want to get out of this. So I pull in the first aisle, and there's somebody like unloading their stuff. It's not super close, but close enough. It would have qualified in my book. But she was taking forever to kind of load her car, and she had this huge cart full of stuff. So I'm like, let me just do a loop around and come back. If she's still there, maybe I'll wait for her spot. So I do a loop around, and I come back, and as I'm coming down the next aisle, this guy literally walks out of Whole Foods, nothing in his hands, walks right to the car that's closest to the door in the front spot, like you couldn't get any closer. Walks right to that car and starts backing out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is not happening. Backs out, get the closest spot I could possibly get to the door. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking that as a sign. So this morning I reached out via in her Instagram DMs and left her a beautiful voice message. I don't know if anything's going to come out of it, but I'm following my nudges and following my signs. And hopefully there'll be more to come on that. So that's what I wanted to share with you this week. And I hope you have a great holiday. And I will come back to you next week, week 5 already.